Cross-examination. Pro tip, just press on everything. Man, that seems so inelegant. The accused's account. Alright, I want to take a look at, let's see. Alright, attorney's badge. Oh, well, apparently it's a very short song. Cerebral contusion, head injury, time of death between 12 and 1. Hang on. Okay. I'm very curious about the blood on his hand. And the scroll. Hey, Samato. 6 out already? Yeah, came out today. I've been sitting on a copy of it for a little bit, but I couldn't actually run it. Their embargo was midnight last night. So this is the earliest I've been able to actually stream it. Well, I know for a fact one of the things he said is not, or we can definitely hit him on. So we might just go ahead and roll up on that. Let's see where that gets us. I didn't kill Mr. Ole and I didn't steal the treasure. Not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Chinese butterfly on it before. That's what I want. So, present was, I think it was X. Hang on.
Objection!
Oh, Albie. Why would you lie to me? So, you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw the picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope. Take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Hold on. His bag. I was just gonna say, what is in his bag? Did it just move? But... Polkunka? I beg your pardon? Gesundheit? Polkunka is a word in Chinese that people use when they're surprised. You just exposed a lie. So this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that just makes him more suspicious than ever. And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please only give true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me. So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Well, maybe I did take a peek one time a long time ago, when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Phoenix Wright ex-Judge Dredd. Wow, that would be a very short trial. Of course I wasn't. That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? Okay, there we go, we're getting to that. This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident. Now, what exactly is that supposed to prove? The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. There's a face. What? Oh no! Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed. You must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. How do we know the newspaper doesn't say what color the butterfly is? Shh. Alright, notice from the day of the incident, defendant's fingerprints were found on it. Oh, no, 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 no. And that means Albie was there on the day of the incident? Well, I mean, it could have been picked up by somebody else. From somewhere else. So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Yes, it would seem so, Your Majesty. He predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How is any of that supposed to help the accused? See, I told you can't trust lawyers and their lies. That face is so good. That face is fantastic. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow, what do I do? As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. No, you're wrong. Armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. And I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this insight of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict. Wait, just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it. Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife. Man, I guess she really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. You do? Why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance. And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy? Well now. I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife. It certainly does sound worth seeing. And it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. I like this guy. Hey, Night Mage, how are you? The assumption, Kaito, is that if it's not covered at all, then it's probably not actually mentioned in the article. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit? Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right again, after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him. I gotta know what product that man uses in his hair. It's got some serious spring. There she is, her benevolence. He's clearly not that benevolent. Your benevolence, Rafa Padma Karayan. Thank you for coming all this way once again. Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney. Yes? I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. Oh, God. Oh. The Bakugajin defense. That hurts. Have I played Danganronpa? Fuck yeah! I have a love-hate relationship with those games. I mostly love them. But I have a serious hate-on for minigames, and some of their minigames were fucking atrocious! But overall, overall, love the games. Really, really enjoyed streaming them. I actually streamed them blind. It was kind of group murder mystery solving for all the people who'd never actually seen them before. I need a bowler hat, a walking cane, an unhealthy addiction to ale. I know, it would turn this from like looking redneck into looking vaguely Victorian. That or just find me a monocle. Can I get a monocle? Anyone? Let's see. Oh, actually, incidentally, on the Danganronpa stuff, all of the first game's playthrough is on my YouTube page, and the most of the second one is up. I'm still putting those up as we go. Plus my preview of the UDG release is up there. Her stances are at least 30% right most of the time! Thanks, Hero. Man, I fucking hate the Baka Gaijin defense. Oh, I'm just a stupid foreigner. Yeah. Everyone to Amazon, we shall get him a monocle. Yeah, this should be shaved off before it ever arrived. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? I love it. I can tell that the, I finally actually just banned the word Kappa from chat. So sick of seeing them. So now I don't see them anymore. In fact, I think only the person who uses them sees them anymore. How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner? Did you hear that? Did you hear how we talked to her benevolence? What does he know about anything, ignorant outsider? He won't stand for it. Must be punished. Yikes. Looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Punish him. Punish him. That face is wonderful. Silence, one and all. Is she standing up for me? 2 words, Hangman's Gambit. How about the second game with the new and improved Hangman's Gambit? Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Well, well. Looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Punish Pain's hair? Are you kidding me? Get on your knees and worship that hair. That is the next coming of the Lord, apparently. That thing is majestic as fuck. How do you ship it to me? If you give me a link, I mean, I could put it on the Amazon wish list, and that would let you do it if you really want to. By the way, guys, you just gave me a list of other kappas to ban, so thanks for that. Attorneys are ghastly creatures with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. Oop. Well, I still managed to see the link. Oh my god, that really is a... Oh my god. Okay, hang on. I love this. People who bought this also bought a top hat, a cane, and an umbrella. Okay. Well, I added it. I added to the wish list, so it should show up there now. Oh, I gotta admit though, the wish list has gotten super slim because every time I put anything on there, we wind up getting it now for review instead. So it's just like cleaned out. In fact, half of what is on there, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get for review anyways. This is happening. Oh, good God. Well, I hope it arrives in time. Then I'll definitely have to wear the monocle for Saturday. What are we running Saturday? Saturday Sengoku Basara. Oh my God. Victorian monocled look for that game. Wow. Maybe I'll just run the order instead. Alright, I take that back. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance, if you would. Monocle with a yukata. Ah! I could do that! I could do that! I think we should do that. Hey, animal, how are you? Certainly. Nana, my robe. Wow, I need a personal assistant like that. That's epic.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name.
I guess they've had enough of my VO.
Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
We downloading dead people. On the 13th, that's surprisingly long. I guess I'll have to keep this for next Tuesday then. Thank you very much for that, Ruby, and I look forward to it. Maybe I'll pick an appropriate game that day just for that. Oh, 1 day for processing. Damn, I guess that'll push it out because of the weekend. I'll keep this a little bit longer then. Thought the idle game was last night. Hatsune Miku returns. Alright, dead person. Give us infos. Incense. Song of Ceremony, Boy's Voice. Pain. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. A final message from the victim's soul, the last communication of his Mitama. The divination seance has revealed this to us. Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise. Meaning the kid probably did something that actually injured him and then someone else killed him. Well, we saw who. Let me clarify something on the Kappa rule. There are a bunch of other Kappas, I know. There are people who will occasionally use one of those other Kappas. That's fine. What I want to cut down on is the people who just constantly use fucking Kappa all the time. That's why it's on the only thing on the banned word list. And hey, Vamp, you liked Sentai Claws? Shame he had nowhere to go but down after the whole Speedo incident. Monocle sounds like something your friend would use as an excuse to play Bloodborne. Oh my god, just do a day of Bloodborne with that. So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced? In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head, but we can't see what it is. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad. Now do you see why I'm the incredible pain? Oh, more than I can express. Even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? Basically, he wants to punch Venom and Omega Zero every time they use. There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty? Yeah, Venom. See, I know that's... I know you do that, and I'm fine with that. The problem is, with the Kappa emote, there is just... A culture has grown around using that emote as a carte blanche excuse to just be a bag of dicks, honestly. That's what I'm shutting down. Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now, are you finally convinced, Traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. Can we use Caparasso experience referencing our things? Yes, you may. Bingo, Venom. That's exactly what it is. Shitpost, add a Kappa, and all of a sudden it's supposed to be okay? No. No. Not here. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'd be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs. The Defense Culpability Act? What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? No? Oh dear. What have I gotten myself into? What's with all the hubbub? Well, well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you'll receive the same sentence as he. What? What kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. Polkonka, indeed! That's as it should be. The history of our court proves that. Attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Well, I'm not really going to disagree with that. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. Exterminate! Exterminate! I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. Oh god, what's his brother's name? With the seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge. So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albie. Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Karain. Winced in pain? Winced in pain. Oh, fuck me. Alright, no, that's good. A little more subtle than some of the others. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now. Defense. Know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too. That explains Albie's reaction earlier. Defend me? Mr. Wright? What are you saying? You can't do that. Your Majesty, isn't the prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life. Yes. I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances. A death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty? No, I'm really not. Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark, tainted soul on the line here. Death? Oh, this can't be happening. The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene. Criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate. No foreign lawyer, I ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused? There's Maya to think of in all this, too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? Well, while I'm thinking about it, I should probably actually save the friggin' game. Well, stay the course, or do we bail out? I'm pretty sure stay the course is what we're gonna wind up doing. I mean, come on. Yes, can save without. Well, we can save without quitting the game. Well, yeah. Never mind. I was gonna say something else, but derp, that's dumb. Never mind. But thou must. Ha 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 ha. We're in it to win it. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side? Wow, even as a kid, he was DBZ. No, I know what he meant, Venom Bite. I can't just abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit you defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
I really like the style of their animations. Not just the animations themselves, but the kind of stylized mix of speed and motion. Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act. I will defend Albie. What? Mr. Wright! The defendant insists he's innocent, and not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination. Polkonka? If I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past. It looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Your benevolence. Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out.
That's enough!
Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Love the powerful poses used. Oh man, the poses are all great. I've ever seen the... Oh no, even when I watched it, Venom, I was well aware of what they were parodying the whole time. I said I haven't played a Phoenix Wright game. Didn't say I've never watched any. Not a wise move, Traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. You've made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads. Friendly. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. This is an interesting looking Danganronpa. Ah, well, it's more that Danganronpa was the violent Phoenix Wright. Rafa's insight. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. No guarantee of that. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion? These are the victim's experiences just before his death. Time to rhythm minigame? Show me the cadaver! Missed the first 20 minutes. Why is he even there in the first place? You remember Maya from the earlier Phoenix Wright game? She's been training as an ascetic out here. She's supposed to be completing that training soon. We kind of came out here to celebrate with her. And then found out we got here like 2 weeks early. As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, Defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision? Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. Yes, Gundam Tanaka. Infinity Unlimited Flame. So what Mr. Roll experienced with his 5 senses appears in the vision as words, right? Precisely. And by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Wow, that's smug. Very well. So, he smells the incense. He's hearing the Song of Ceremony in a boy's voice. Boy's voice gets louder. And there's your pain. The smirk. Yeah, I know, right? Wait a minute. Our benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? Yeah, the song is what's... The Song of Ceremony is what happens during the dance, right? Okay. I'll use these arrows to select the insight I think is off. Yes, this is the insight that sounded funny. Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll tap select, which is X. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Now I just select the sensation I think is inconsistent and then present it. Moves in kind of fits and starts.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. Yes? What is it, Barbed Head? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right. What of it? And isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. Oh my god, critical thinking. What have you brought into my courtroom? Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would. That glint is so good. Certainly, allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement. I see. So what the victim heard was that practice session. Ugh, there goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me. Ask away, your majesty. I was gonna say, can they hear it from there? It's a big temple. The performance hall and the treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right. It is a very big temple. Why would there be practice session after the fact? Well, to be fair, they did say they do it twice a day. So, there's always another one coming up. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne? Your Majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room. Oh, that's right! Speakers? For what purpose? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony in the seance vision. It was a practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers. Are the speakers always live? Thank you for your explanation, your benevolence. That makes perfect sense even to a feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insight for us? Very well. Insight revised. The accused swung whatever... Song of Ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple's speakers. Okay, so we're not going to refute it further. We're simply changing the information that's available now. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. Horrible. Humble judge is humble. I said horrible for a moment. He's mostly just there to say guilty. He doesn't actually seem to do much of anything else. I better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. Try using the pause button L to temporarily stop the vision. There, I paused the vision. I think I can touch the flashing panels to jump to a different part of the vision. I'll try moving the Matama mark to the flashing red panel there. Okay, now that I know how to get around in seance visions... Yeah, he hasn't had a real trial in 20 years. It's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision. Alright, so let's see. We've got... And since he looks to the bag, song, voice. It goes black before the pain. I think I'm actually going to see if I can call that out. I'm hoping it'll actually let me, because I'm going to have to go... I assume I'm going to have to go with the... Oh, hang on. Nope. I want it to go a little bit further. Can I... Okay, sight is dark. Yeah, with pain, vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. So it went dark before pain actually came up. So let's see if that's what we're looking for.
Objection!
You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. Thought occurs, assuming the music is always playing, how does he hear the boy's voice the first time? Well, I mean, he's standing pretty close to him. I'd assume that it's close enough to hear him. I'm kind of wondering if the boy witnessed... If he actually witnessed the murder in some fashion. He is clearly holding something up, but that doesn't mean he actually hit him with it. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh! Everything goes black, and then, only after that, the victim feels pain. Inconceivable! This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word. The force of our conviction nearly blew her away. Okonka, your benevolence. What is the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy. If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore.
Objection!
Now, let's not be too hasty, your majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that would be... On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind. Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Payne. The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers! Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? Well now, that explains everything, does it not? What do you mean, your benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would. The blackout occurred with when the accursed and the victim were facing with one another. Accused, accursed. Same thing here. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. I see. That makes perfect sense, your benevolence. My tiny world is unaffected now. Yeah, her smug expression is just A1. Love it. So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, your benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Was that a live long and prosper I saw? Hey, I want to live long and prosper too. Enough applause. You flatter me. Now, your benevolence in light of this new information. Yes, of course. I will alter my insight. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. Well, I like how I went right to that one next. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. I'll compare the insights with the vision again and see what else I can dig up. Hey, Seta. I'm glad you've been enjoying the lurk. Alright, I specifically want... Yeah, that's what I want. I'm going to assume It Goes Dark and Song is still there. Oh, hang on.
Objection!
Yes, I've finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Koreanism. Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind the tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums. But maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple's speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out? This contradiction of facts can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible. What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. The scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall. What? You can't be serious. There's a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence in the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No. This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights? Unbelievable. So what do you figure? Is the game going to end with me basically getting a whole lot of lawyers out of prison? Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. But the defense's assertion is in the end meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen at the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head. I wonder if what he's holding is whatever's moving in the bag. Hey, Icy, how are you? Well, this defense dares to dream of making it out of this nightmare alive. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? Well, about as much as we can, we'll go for it. You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Might have had a gun pointed at him. It could have been hands up. I'm wondering if what's in his bag is actually an animal and he was holding the animal up away from the guy for some reason. The guy's hand is bloody. So let's assume for a moment that what's in his bag, the movement I mentioned earlier, is in fact an animal. If he caught the animal after it had bitten this guy might have been really pissed. Maybe he was trying to keep it away from him. Meaning the events we saw are actually... Well, I guess actually the blood in the hand could have come with the pain afterwards too. But I suspect it's going to be tied to an animal in that boy's back. Yeah, I'm curious where the insight's going to come in. Finisher, you're trying to game but can't look away? Oh, I'm working on it! Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you were just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it. I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue prepare the tongue shears! Chop chop? Don't think it's been... I think actually the blood in his hand is the pain from in the dark. I'm guessing the animal hit him then. Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. They have specific tools for this? I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop chop. Stop, stop. I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Yep, there is that. So that's why. And the reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. Oh, there's his holstered gun. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head? It's very, very... Ooh, it's kind of twitchy. I hope it's got a big hitbox. As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying... The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie. And that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Poklunka? Hey, well, you said finisher. Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way? Well, it's holstered wherever his body was found when he was dead, but we'll see. That's assuming, the pain is assuming he died right then and there. If he didn't, then he could have holstered it after the fact. If he did, then yes, the fact that it's holstered is going to come back into play. This is not possible. It can't be. Ripped by fact. If only politics actually worked that way. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against her benevolence? He's no better than that traitorous snake, Dirk. Traitorous snake? Dirk? Who's that? No, I can't believe it. Fatality. Oh, hamster, that's brilliant. A contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for His Majesty. What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail! Yes, make him pay for the way he disrespected her benevolence. These people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right, exterminate him. Destroy. I said peace! Now, everyone, please calm down. Is he? Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. No, I can't charge him with lese majesty. What? What? Why not, Your Majesty? You know how much this game is? I think it's. Oh goddamn! Is it $29.99 or $39.99? It's 20 or 30. I'm pretty sure it's eShop only. I don't think they're doing a physical release this time around. You were simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that. 40? Okay, $39.99. 40? 30? Well, now we have conflicting things. There's inconsistencies. But, Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict, then you can go home and make it up to your wife? Hang on, I'm just going to go ahead and check my, where's my press releases? Press releases. $29.99 US, $24.99 EU, and $29.99 for euros specifically. $24.99 being pound sterling. So there you go. They're also dropping a little bit of DLC as well for about $3.99 for the first two and $5.99 for the last one. Let's see. Phoenix Wright, Asinine Attorney, short story and 3DS theme. Apollo Justice, Asinine Attorney, short story and 3DS theme. And Turnabout Time Traveler, full-length extra episode. So a little bit of DLC on the way as well. Ooh, and apparently there's a free costume pack. I'm going to have to go grab that at some point. Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home, make it to your wife. We can't end the trial now. Not when we just learned new information about the case. What? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction? Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense has pointed out an inconsistency. And it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer? No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, Your Benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not. What? I'll have you know, Your Benevolence. Wow, Judge is stepping up. Please acquiesce in this, Your Benevolence. Man, if looks could kill. I won't forget this offense, Barbed Head. I do not admit defeat. I won't. Bailiff, please see Her Benevolence out. Your Mitama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire. Yeah, and then fuck you, dude. Is there a get wrecked? You know, actually there kind of is. It's old. It's old and only people who played Lost Dimension will get it, but there you go. I guess she's still just a teenager after all.